All right, so we're diving into notary stuff today. Specifically, what they can and can't do here in Wisconsin.
It's more relevant than people think, even if you're not a notary yourself.
Exactly. It's about documents we all sign. We're going by the book here, literally, using the Notary Public Handbook, straight from the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institutions. And just to tease you all, did you know even lawyers in Wisconsin don't automatically become notaries?
Nope, there's a whole process. But before we get into that, let's lay some groundwork. What does notarization even mean?
Good point. You see that stamp, but...
It's technically a notarial act, and it covers more than signatures. Think acknowledgments, oaths.
Like swearing you're telling the truth.
Exactly. Witnessing, signatures, even stuff with negotiable instruments.
Negotiable instruments. Okay, got to break that down for us non-finance folks.
Basically, things like checks, promissory notes, stuff that represents money owed. Point is, when you see something notarized, it's gone through checks and balances.
Makes it more official, right?
Much more. And there are key steps for any notarial act, no matter what type. Got to have proper ID check. The wording has to be exact.
Oh man, wording. I once had a rental agreement. The notary messed up the dates.
Nightmare. See, that's why this matters to everyone. So alongside wording, the notary's signature and seal are musts. No blanks on the document.
So many rules.
Rules are good when they prevent chaos. Speaking of which, some Wisconsin-specific powers are worth noting.
Okay, hit me.
You can notarize anywhere in the state, regardless of where you got your commission.
So if I'm commissioned in, say, Madison?
You're good to go in Green Bay, Superior, or wherever, statewide jurisdiction.
Handy. What else?
Sundays and holidays are fair game.
No way, really. Guess some things can't wait for Monday morning.
Exactly. But here's the catch. Wisconsin only can't use your commission in another state.
So my notary superpowers fizzle out of the border. Darn.
Each state has its own rules. Got to respect those boundaries. And while we're on the topic of limits, the handbook is very clear on what notaries can't do, even if someone begs.
All right, let's say I'm feeling extra helpful one day. What's off limits?
First and foremost, absolutely no legal advice or document prep unless you're also a lawyer.
Makes sense. Wouldn't want me giving out bad legal tips.
Exactly. It's about protecting people. And this one's a biggie. Absolutely no notarizing stuff where you or your spouse are involved.
Oh, so I can't just notarize my own loan application to speed things up.
Nope, that's a recipe for a voided document. Gotta be impartial, remember?
Okay, that one I should have known. But have you ever been tempted? Just for convenience.
I plead the fifth. Better safe than sorry, that's my motto. And on that note, you cannot, obviously, notarize your own signature.
Okay, that one's truly obvious. But the handbook also says no to certified copies of things like birth certificates. Why is that?
Those are tightly controlled, got to go through official channels. A notary making their own certified copy just wouldn't fly.
So if someone's like, hey, can you stamp this copy of my birth certificate? Hard no.
Hard no. Got to point them in the right direction, the official way.
All right, so being a notary isn't just knowing the can-dos, it's also about the don'ts.
It's a balance of power and knowing those limits. Okay, let's get into some real-world scenarios, really put ourselves in a notary's shoes. Imagine this. Someone comes in, documents all ready except for a witness signature. They ask, hey, can you just sign as the witness and notarize it? 2 birds, 1 stone. What do you do?
Ooh, tempting, right. Be super helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But something's telling me that's a no-go zone.
Ding, ding, ding. Remember that no blanks rule? It exists for a reason. You signing as witness, then notarizing?
You're kind of vouching for yourself, right?
Exactly. Conflict of interest, impartiality goes out the window. Like a judge in a trial they're also a witness in, makes no sense.
Yep, and not very fair.
Plus that blank space before notarization, prime opportunity for fraud. Someone could add stuff later and you'd be none the wiser.
So how do you handle that politely?
Sorry, can't be both witness and notary on the same document. Gotta find a separate, disinterested witness. It's the rules.
Checks and balances? Gotta love them. Now, what if the document itself looks a little off? Wording's weird, formatting's messed up. Does the notary just stamp it anyway?
Now you're getting into the notary's judgment call, which is important. You're not the lawyer, but...
You got to make sure things are right. Yeah.
Exactly. Complete, properly prepared. If something's fishy, raise that red flag.
So I can use my brain, not just be a mindless stamp bot.
You're the last defense against errors, inconsistencies, even potential fraud. Concerns. Refuse to notarize. Tell him to get legal help.
Wow. More responsibility than I thought.
Notary's a guardian of legality, accuracy. It matters.
Yeah.
Now imagine this. Power of attorney document, but the person giving the power. They seem confused, unsure. What do you do?
Oh, that's a tough one. We talked about how the person signing needs to understand what they're doing.
If they don't.
Red flag.
Right.
Big time. Proceed with caution. Ask them gently, do you really get this? What it means. If they're still iffy, maybe they should talk to a lawyer first.
Almost like you're looking out for them. It's a balance, but their understanding matters more than just getting the act done. Informed consent is key.
It's really about the people involved, huh? Not just the paper.
You got it. Protecting folks, ensuring things are clear. Notary's a watchful eye in the legal world. Let's keep going with these examples, see how it plays out in other situations.
Okay, picture this. Someone comes in and wants you to notarize a copy of their driver's license. Easy peasy, right?
You didn't think so, but nope, that's a no-go.
Seriously, why not? I mean, it's just a copy.
Notaries can certify some copies, but driver's licenses, those are official from the state. There's a whole process for getting certified copies.
Oh, right, like the birth certificates. Got to go through the right channels.
Exactly. Keeps things secure, you know. Now, let's talk fees. Wisconsin has a limit on what notaries can charge.
$5, right? For most stuff, anyway. Doesn't exactly make you rich.
Not going to retire early on that. It's about the service, making sure everyone can access this stuff.
Goes back to how notaries were historically important, right?
Yeah.
Not just for the wealthy folks.
Very democratic. Speaking of important stuff, the handbook mentions errors and omissions insurance. Sounds kind of scary.
A little bit. What's that about?
Think of it like malpractice insurance, but for notaries. A safety net, you know?
So if they mess up, miss something important.
Yeah, and get sued because of it. This insurance covers them.
Makes you realize the pressure's on to get it right.
Big time. It's a position of trust.
So it's more than just the stamp and the rules. A good notary needs what? A sharp eye, good judgment.
Absolutely. Ethical, a bit of legal intuition doesn't hurt. They're guardians of authenticity, making sure people's intentions are clear.
Wow, I had no idea. This deep dive has been eye-opening. Thought notaries were just for signatures, but it's so much bigger than that.
It's a role that's easy to overlook, but it's vital.
Huge shout out to all the notaries out there. And to our listeners, hope you feel more confident about dealing with notarized documents now.
Knowing your rights, knowing how it all works, that's powerful stuff.
Until next time, stay curious, folks.